know. I know.
Okay.
Are you a real person? And I'm gonna make dinner for myself in a bit. It's just some simple ramen with like kimchi and like vegetables and dumplings and stuff. People like to ask Ken and I like, how is it like to work together with your spouse, and if we get along, and I think it's a very legit question. In fact, there are people who advise against working with your spouse, against working with your family members, and I do think that it definitely depends on your relationship. If you're able to have like a very open and honest relationship, if you can fight well, if you can communicate well, if the two of you are humble enough to say sorry when you have to. I think a lot of times in relationships, not just for working together, but just in relationships in general, you often have to make a choice between being right or choosing the relationship. Yeah, I heard someone tell me that, and I thought that really made a lot of sense, because a lot of times it's very rare that if you think you're the correct party and the other party is the wrong party, that the other party also feels that they're the wrong party. I mean, that's the reason why we have quarrels and arguments, because we cannot agree on who is the one at fault. And sometimes most of the situations, there is an equal amount of fault on both ends, and that's why it's difficult, because there's no absolute right. And sometimes our pride and what we want, we really want to be the one who's right, and we would rather be right than to reconcile. We would rather be right than to say sorry first for the things that we have contributed to the problem. And I think that each year of us working together, I have gotten better at being more patient, getting my tone right, making sure that even though I have an excuse to be rude or to be snappy or whatever, because the situation is very stressful, we are tired, we're hungry, we are dehydrated, but I always try to make an effort to be polite in the way I talk, and to and I think that Ken puts in that equal amount of effort and support, and to be there for each other when we are working together, even though we are so tired individually. And it's not to say that we don't get into quarrels. Sometimes when the week has really been a bad week, something small can just trigger a bickering, but it's not really about the bickering. It's also understanding, having empathy of what the other party has been going through, and really sharing what you have been going through that resulted in this thing, so that there will be empathy. You'll be able to understand each other, what's going through inside your thoughts, inside your heart, because the other party, even though you know each other so well, you cannot read each other's minds and emotions to the T accurately. And being able to say sorry, to be able to just crush your pride and say sorry for the parts that you contributed to it, even though you think the other party did more wrong than you, but saying sorry and asking for that forgiveness on your part really has transformed so many relationships in my life. I guarantee you it. That if you choose the relationship over being right, that it can really make a difference in your life. To mail out the parcels over here, and I got a slight headache, but I hope I'm getting better. I think it's because of the coffee and not sleeping too well the past few days, so no coffee. coconut, how